Samantha straightened her red dress, a nervous flutter in her chest. It was her company's annual Christmas party, and the ballroom buzzed with holiday cheer. 3 years ago, this ballroom was the setting for her last dance with Alex, the night before he moved away for a promising job opportunity. Their goodbye had been bittersweet, filled with unspoken feelings and the ache of what could have been. The familiar scent of pine and cinnamon filled the air, along with the sound of Christmas carols. Samantha took a deep breath, trying to calm her nerves. She hadn't seen Alex since that night, and the thought of bumping into him sent a shiver down her spine. Taking a sip of her champagne, Samantha scanned the crowd, her eyes lingering on the mistletoe hanging strategically in the doorway. She quickly averted her gaze, pushing away the memories that threatened to surface. She had tried to move on, to forget the way her heart ached whenever she thought of him. Just as she was about to turn away, she saw him, Alex, standing by the dessert table, looking as handsome as ever in a crisp black suit. Her breath hitched in her throat. Time seemed to stop as their eyes met across the crowded room. The ballroom shimmered with twinkling lights, casting a warm glow on the festive decorations. A giant Christmas tree stood majestically in the corner, adorned with shimmering ornaments and twinkling lights. Garlands of evergreen and red velvet ribbons draped across the walls, and the scent of gingerbread cookies wafted from the dessert table. Samantha watched as Alex navigated his way through the crowd, his eyes never leaving hers. He stopped in front of her, a hesitant smile spreading across his face. "Samantha," he breathed, his voice a low rumble that sent shivers down her spine. "Alex," she responded, her voice barely a whisper. She couldn't believe he was actually standing in front of her after all this time. The years seemed to melt away as they stood there, lost in each other's gaze. "You look beautiful," Alex said, his eyes taking in her elegant dress and sparkling earrings. Samantha felt a blush creep up her cheeks, her heart pounding in her chest. She had missed him more than she cared to admit. "It's good to see you, Alex," Samantha said, trying to keep her voice steady. They moved towards the dessert table, their conversation filled with nervous laughter and awkward pauses. They reminisced about old times, sharing stories about their lives over the past few years. "Remember that time we got caught in the snowstorm after the office holiday party?" Alex chuckled, his eyes twinkling with amusement. Samantha laughed, the memory vivid in her mind. They had huddled together for warmth, sharing a single umbrella as they made their way through the snow-covered streets. "And how we ended up building a snowman in front of your apartment building," Samantha added, her heart warming at the memory. They had been so carefree back then, their laughter echoing through the empty streets. As they talked, Samantha realized that the spark between them was still there, as strong as ever. The years apart had only intensified their feelings, and she found herself drawn to him like a moth to a flame. Alex caught her gaze, his eyes filled with an emotion that made her heart skip a beat. "I never forgot you, Samantha," he confessed, his voice husky with emotion. "Not a single day." Samantha's breath caught in her throat. "Alex," she whispered, her heart pounding in her chest. He reached for her hand, his touch sending a jolt of electricity through her. "You're the gift I've always wanted, Samantha," he said, his eyes searching hers, the one that got away. Tears welled up in Samantha's eyes, blurring her vision. In that moment, surrounded by the magic of Christmas, she realized that their reunion was no coincidence. It was fate, a Christmas miracle. As the snow fell softly outside, blanketing the city in a blanket of white, Samantha knew that this was just the beginning of their love story.